Marilyn Manson accuser went public with horrific claims of abuse. Now she says they were made up. Yeah, now that she was facing trial and she was actually going to get fact checked and she was going to face like criminal perjury charges if she was lying, not to mention civil suits by Marilyn Manson. I think she had some second thoughts. Like, maybe I don't want to be under oath saying this stuff in court after all. Maybe. In May of current year -2, Ashley Morgan Smithline appeared on the cover of People magazine next to the headline, "I survived a monster." Oh, dude, these drama rags, they should be held accountable for spreading this as well. So the story announced that Smithline, who has worked as a model and an actor, was ready to tell her truth, not the truth, her truth, about the horrific abuse she had suffered at the hands of Marilyn Manson. Oh, let me guess, you were being trafficked, right? Like that's the go-to. Among other things, she alleged that Manson had her tied up and snuggled her while she slept, drank her blood, and carved his initials into her thigh. "I was brainwashed. It makes me feel disgusting," she said, alongside a photo in which she displayed the scar. But in a 3-page declaration filed in court Thursday, Smithline recanted her allegations. Hey, it turns out I was brainwashed after all, but it was actually by someone else that put me up to it. Though she said that the claims, which she first posted on her Instagram account in February of current year -2, contained untrue statements about Manson, including that there was violence and non-consensual sexual activity in our brief relationship. I mean, there might have been violence in the BDSM sense, but not non-consensual. No, she also stated that there was no brainwashing, no branding or cutting during the relationship, and certainly no Marilyn Manson initials carved onto my body. That there should still be there. I mean, she showed some scar, but I guess not the initials. Now, this is the important bit. Smithline also alleged that she had been pressured into making the false allegations by Evan Rachel Wood, Manson's ex-girlfriend, who has publicly accused him of abusing her during their 4-year relationship. We got a new Amber Turd on the house, don't we? Now, this, if we want to lighten the mood, this is another one of those most affected stories, except in this case, it's YouTubers most affected. There were so many people that have been, looking forward to this trial and covering it all day long. Is this even going to go to trial at this point? You think Rachel Wood is dumb enough to still keep going? You think she's dumb enough to pull an Amber Turd and not just quit while she's ahead? I mean, I think so. I think she is. She's probably dumb enough to keep. Yeah, these guys may actually get the trial they've been wanting. She alleged that she was manipulated by Wood and others, including Wood's girlfriend, Ilma Gore. What the hell? This really is just like Amber Turd. So you got these quote-unquote lesbians that apparently only get with these rich, famous men to extort them. Be careful, man, if you're rich. It's going to participate in public campaign against Manson. In addition to the People cover shoot, Smithline appeared on The View and filed a federal lawsuit accusing Manson of violent sexual abuse. The lawsuit was dismissed in January after her attorney, J. L. Wanger, withdrew the case from the case due to a breakdown in the attorney-client relationship. Oh, God. You want to know what that probably was? He's probably like, bitch, I am not going to destroy my reputation on this lie. And he probably said, I'd rather quit than do that, so he quit. Smithline now maintains that she was convinced to make the false allegations after hearing accounts of Wood and Esme Bianco, another Manson accuser. She said that when she first spoke to Wood in current year -3, she denied having been abused, but she alleges that Wood told her she must have repressed her memories. In fact, she claims she was brainwashed. Yeah, this is what they always do. Like, this is how they do this with children too, which is even worse. Like, they lead kids into basically saying that their parents abused them when they didn't really. Are you sure you weren't abused? Are you sure you're not repressing the memories? Oh, well, even this seemingly normal behavior is actually abuse. So eventually I started to believe that I was repeatedly told happened to Miss Wood and Miss Bianco also happened to me. Wood spokesperson denied Smithline's claims. Well, I guess this is going to be handled in court, isn't it? That's going to be interesting. All right. Evan never pressured or manipulated Ashley, except for when she did. It was Ashley who first contacted Evan about the abuse she had suffered. That's do you have evidence? This would be a good way to end this right now. Either side could show the proof. Let's subpoena the phone records. So it's unfortunate that the harassment and threats Ashley received after filing her federal lawsuit appear to have pressed her to change her testimony. Yeah, she realizes that her life is over if she lets this go to court. So Smith also claimed that Wanger filed the suit without reviewing it with her, and that she was among those who pressured her to make that he was among those who pressured her to make the false accusation. Emotive variety, Wanger denied those claims. Now, this actually might be true too. Like, so even when it comes to a divorce, so these corrupt family court attorneys, like they'll flat out tell women, "Oh yeah, you realize you could get all sorts of benefits if you claim he abused you." Oh, but he didn't abuse me. Oh, but they don't know that. So my response is constrained by ethical obligations regarding client confidentiality, even to a former client. Tough position to be in. But what I can say is that the specific allegations of the declaration regarding my representation of Miss Smith are categorically and verifiably false. Now, Manson is now suing Wood and Gore for defamation, alleging that they have maliciously derailed his career with false allegations of abuse. Good. This is how you do it. If they're going to try to destroy you with false accusations, sue them into oblivion. Now, Manson also accuses them of recruiting other whammons to make false allegations against him. And now, maybe that was part of the deal that this woman made. Okay, so I'm not going to include you in this lawsuit, but you're going to come over to my side and prove that they basically forced you into it. So attorneys for Wood and Gore have filed a motion to throw out the claims under California anti-SLAPP statute, arguing that the suit is an effort to chill free speech on a matter of public interest. It's fun. Like I get why anti-SLAPP statutes work. Like they're supposed to throw out frivolous lawsuits, but like we saw in the Vic case, they're used to silence actual victims when their abusers that they're able to keep abusing them in public. So their attorneys have also argued there's no evidence that Wood and Gore pressured anyone to make false accusations. Now would be a good time to reveal some of that evidence. Howard King, Manson's lawyer, filed Smithon's declaration in defense of the anti-SLAPP motion. King asserts that declaration constitutes new evidence that Wood and Gore did, in fact, pressure Whammons to fabricate allegations. Yep, that's where the deal comes in. Yeah, Manson pretty much told her, I'm not going to ruin you like I'm going to do these other two, but you're going to help me. The motion said be heard April 11th. The People as appeal appended an editor's note to its May current year -2 cover story, knowing Smithline has retracted her claims. They're doing the bare minimum to not be dragged into this themselves. Yeah, if only Vic had the same influence as Manson and Depp. Yeah, things could have been a little bit different if he was as big of a name. Now, this is definitely something that a lot of us internet-dwelling people need to keep in mind. Someone can be internet famous. Like you could have someone with literally millions of subscribers on a site like YouTube, yet they could go outside and go to their local Walmart and nobody knows who they are. And a lot of people, like they get a big head. And actually anime voice actors, I'm not saying Vic in particular, but anime voice actors in general, I've been to enough conventions. Like these guys, they don't make that much money, but they get to pretend like they're celebrities at these conventions. They get treated like they're celebrities at these conventions. But outside of that niche fan base, they're just another bum to everybody else. And it was the same thing with comic artists too, actually. Yeah, a lot of these comic artists, they went to these conventions and got treated like freaking royalty, like celebrities. And then they left said conventions and they get out into the real world only to find out nobody knows who I am outside of comics. And even inside of comics, how many times have we seen these guys? How many times have we seen them? Like you got a creative team that's on some big like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, whatever. And then they leave and do their own creator-owned stuff and they make nothing. They're like, oh, wow, people only cared about the IP I was on, not so much me, huh? Like it's a tough realization. Yeah, it's very important that I mean, it's not like in Japan. Let's just put it that way. Like, so voice actors in Japan, like they are legitimate celebrities, but here in the U.S., nah. Nah, nah, you think way too highly of yourself. Yeah, YouTube influencer. Yep, same thing. All these social media influencers, they think they're hot shit. They throw around, oh, you need to give me free stuff because I have a YouTube channel with 100,000 subscribers. Who are you again? Oh, it's so good.